Well, what a year of change it's been for you. I know we're not going to dive in deep today because that time will come later
Yes.
for all the housewives stuff. But I do want to ask you, in the last week or so, there are all these rumors swirling that cameras were back up because you were back filming. What is going on?
I think it's wishful thinking from the fans. I really have a great fan base, real, not followers, but real fans. And people who really care about me and that want to see me, that miss me. But listen, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. You will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere. Despite all this stuff that's surrounding whatever this, people decide that they want to write.
How are you feeling ultimately where kind of everything has landed all these months later and the track you're on now?
Honestly, I'm so busy, and there are projects that I can't talk about right now. But when I tell you I have not been busier, and being a businesswoman, also I'm learning that it's really tough right now because having a distraction from your business is sometimes just that. And now that I can really focus on all of the things that I really love and want to do, especially with my daughter involved, it's a good time. The holidays are coming up. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited to see how the hell Bravo makes sense of what happened.
We'll offline about that, Bryce.
Yes,
We'll,
yes.
we'll offline about
Yes.
that. And I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as we can talk more about that.
There's fun around every corner in Paris. You'll love it as much as I did. I promise. Paris is waiting for you. Bon voyage.
Congratulations, Kenya. You are an author now, and such a hit author that your book sold out in a day and you had to restock.
I know, I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, how can it be sold out so quickly? It was only for sale for 2 hours. So yes, thank you.
Why was this a project you wanted to take on and to bring Brooklyn into the fold? I mean, she's 5 and you got her working.
Yes. Well, honey, she has to earn her keep, okay? I have her working because, number one, she watches mommy work all the time. But I think this project was a little more personal for me because I was watching her make her own little books. So she would come home and she would have these papers stapled together and she would write her own stories and draw her own illustrations. And I was like, you know what? This is really good. And I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity to teach her how to be an entrepreneur, but also make available to other people that don't necessarily get a chance to travel, to show them what the world is like, through the eyes of a 5-year-old, seeing things for the first time and exploring. So I thought it was a pretty good combination.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn, and guess what? I went to Paris for my birthday. My mommy and I saw the big Eiffel Tower.
How did the illustration come to be? How did you collaborate on that, and what did Brooklyn think of when she saw animated Brooklyn?
Okay, so this is a funny story. I did all of the animations and all of the illustrations for the book. I did it through AI with the help of an editor. But I learned how to work all of the, the prompting and all of the things needed to create these amazing illustrations that are in the book. That's all me, baby.
Okay, we're learning new skills.
We're learning new skills. You're never too old to learn a new trick, right? And then when I first showed her the actual cover, she was like, oh my God, that's me, mommy, that's me. And of course she tore the book out of my hand and she's ripping through the pages and trying to look at everything. So it was a really great moment. I felt really proud as a mom because she was so happy and I just wanted to, I wanted to see that happiness on her face.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about in the past how she is kind of your mini-me and seems to have a lot of your traits in her. So I can only imagine the pride you felt her stepping in to do the audiobook and watching her do that. What was it like to see her take that on?
Okay, so this was very interesting. She is also has another trait of mine. She is a little diva. And she, of course, in any ADR session, you have to repeat the lines over and over again and change the way that you say them. And she would do it a few times and then she would be like, Mom, I thought the last one was really good. You know, like, really, girl?
She's like, I do 3 line reads and I'm done.
Yeah, and then of course she's asking where's her Sprite and her potato chips.
Yeah, next time you go into the recording booth, need a writer for Brooklyn of like all the things.
Exactly. I need a writer, and I was surprised she wasn't asking for her assistant.
Well, I know how your brain works. This feels like the beginning of a whole series you could do, especially with Brookly Bound. I know you just went to Kenya, so are more books already kind of in the works in the background?
Absolutely. We already have the next one set up. In Kenya, Nairobi was a dream come true. So I'll let you have it a little exclusive. The next one will be Brookly Bound, Kenya.
Okay.
Both of our names in the title. It's so much fun. We went on safari in Kenya, and I have to tell you, as a big grown adult in my big age, I felt like I was Brooklyn's age. I'm just looking at these glorious, beautiful creatures pass us in peace. And I looked at Brooklyn and it just made me cry because I was like, to get the opportunity to experience those things with my daughter, I can't even put those things into words. So it was an amazing experience. And I want to just share that with as many people as possible and all of her other younger readers.
These are not experiences you got to have as a child, but you get to give to your child. So what does it mean to give that to Brooklyn, and why was that important to instill in her from a young age?
That's a great question. When I had my child, late in life, I didn't know it was even possible. And all of the things that I experienced, negative and positive when I was growing up, the negative side, I said, I am going to break the cycle, and I'm going to give my daughter everything I never had, including unconditional love. And for me, this is like my love language for her. I didn't have those things growing up. I didn't have, the love of my mom, and I wasn't able to travel. So it means a lot to give her everything that I never had, including the love, including the travel, including the close relationship. And it's just, I think what I was born to do. I think being a mom is my number one pleasure and goal in life. My number one achievement, my number one accomplishment is just being a great mom to Brooklyn. Yesterday we celebrated her 6th birthday, and I did something really low key. We just went to a skating rink and we invited her friends. But she was so genuinely so happy. And it didn't take bells and whistles and any, a lot of money. It was just her best friends skating with her and her mommy by her side. And I remember her just saying to me when we got in the car, she was like, Mommy, this is the best birthday ever. Thank you for doing this for me. I loved every minute of it. And literally those were her words. And I just started crying because I was like, you think it takes so much, but it just takes being there. You know what I mean? It just takes being there. And that's just what I feel like I need to be as her mom, is be present.
Well, this is just giving you more time to bond together. Do you see this turning into, this could be an animated series, a movie, taking it beyond book?
I really want this to be a big brand for her. I definitely see it as an animated series. Maybe it's a series about a Black single mom that travels with her daughter, around the world, and all the lessons that we learn and how we can inspire other people and how other people can inspire us. And maybe she sees her mom trying to find, Mr. Right for the second time, we don't know, but I just don't want there to be any limitation, but I definitely see it as an animated series and beyond. So I'm excited for that.